Hello. Today this is going to be another bow making video, a little bit of a different type of bow. Um, it's pretty easy. It's going to be 4 loops for each layer and 6-inch tails. The only thing you have to measure is your first piece of ribbon, the ribbon that's going to be on the bottom. For that one, you need to know how wide you want your bow to be. So I'm going to make approximately a 12-inch bow, which means my loops on one side are going to be 6 inches. So if you take 6 inches times 2, that makes 12. So you'll have a 12-inch piece of ribbon makes a 6-inch loop. And you'll need to multiply that by 4 because you want 4 loops, which is 48, plus another 12 for the tails, because 2 6-inch tails makes 12 inches. I'm going to use my mat here to measure, or you can wrap it around your ruler. 2, 3, 4, that's 48, and then another 12 for the tails. Now after that, you just need the next piece to be 4 inches shorter than the first piece. So my next piece here is going to be this red here. Measure 4 inches. Measure 4 inches back from the end of this ribbon. Match this up. And pull out enough ribbon and clip it off. It's that simple. The next layer is 4 inches smaller than the second layer. Match it up with the 4-inch line. Trim it off where they meet. Very simple. Okay, now you take your ribbon, match up your 2 ends, and fold it in half. You're going to crease it right there. I'm going to use the side of my ruler, but you can use your mat if you want. My ruler is about 6 inches wide, so I'm going to match the ends up on the edge of the ruler and fold it over, and that's where I'm going to crease at. Now you take your 2 folded ends and match those up. And crease in the middle. So you've got 2 creased ends, and you've got your tail. Open it back up, and with the back side facing up, you're going to find your center crease. You're going to scrunch that up, put that in your bow maker, whatever type of bow maker you use. I prefer the ones with the pegs because I can see what I'm doing better, but whatever you use will work. Find your next crease, scrunch it up on the crease, give it a twist, and put that in the bow maker. It doesn't matter whether you twist forward or backwards, as long as your tail piece is upside down again. Then you're going to find your next crease. You're going to scrunch that up. This time you're not going to twist, you're just going to put it in the bow maker and pull your tail down to the bottom. And pull your loops out of the way and your tail down to the bottom. You're going to go to your next crease, scrunch that up, flip it over so that your pretty side's on top, scrunch it up, give it a twist, slip that in your bow maker. Again, find your last crease, scrunch that up. You don't have to twist this one, just flip it over so your pretty side's on top, and put that in your bow maker. Your next layer of ribbon, you're going to do the same thing. You match up the ends, and if you have a little piece of wire sticking out, go ahead and trim that off so you don't accidentally pull the wire out while you're working. It's impossible to get them back in for some of these ribbons. So you match up your ends, fold it in half, crease the end. Take your ruler, or you can measure it out on your mat. Mark it at about 6.5 inches actually. I think this is almost 6.5 inches. So I fold it over the ruler. Use the ruler as to make my crease line. Crease that down. Then I take the first creased end, match it with the other folded creased end, and then I crease the middle. Fold it in half and crease the other end. Make sure your crease lines are really pinched down, really creased, so you can find them again later. Unfold it. Find the crease that's in the very center of your ribbon. Scrunch that up. Put that in your bow maker. Then you're going to find the next crease. Turn your ribbon over so the pretty side's on top. Scrunch at the crease. This one you're going to twist. Twist it, put it down in your bow maker. This one here, find your next crease, make sure your pretty side's on top. Scrunch it, put it in the bow maker. Do the same thing on the other side. Flip it over so your pretty side's on top. Scrunch it at the crease, twist it, put it in the bow maker. And one more time for this one. Put it in the bow maker. I pull my tails down to the top, move my loops up out of the way. Hold it real tight so when you're moving your loops and your tails you don't accidentally adjust your bows. Last one here. Match up the ribbon. Line up the tails. Crease the fold. I'll show you on this one how I do it. So line it up with the end of your mat. Find your, I'm going to do 6.5 inches. Find your 6.5 inch mark. Fold it over and crease it right there. Then you're going to take your two folded ends, your two creased ends, put those together, crease the other end. Then you unfold it, find your crease that's in the middle, scrunch it up the center, put that in your bow maker. Now this is directional ribbon, so I'm going to try and keep my words all going the same way. So when I put it in the bow maker, I made sure that they were upright and not upside down, but we're still looking at the back of the ribbon. Scrunch up on the next one, on the next crease, twist, put it in the bow maker. Do the same on the other side. This time they're going to be upside down, and that's okay. Same thing, scrunch it up at the next crease, twist it, put it in the bow maker. Unless you cut all your ribbon into a bunch of little loops, you're going to have some parts of your bow that are upside down. And that's it. Now if you want a center, you can cut a piece of ribbon. I'm gonna do about 16 inches. So you cut a scrap of ribbon at about, I don't know, let's see, 2.5 inches in. Just pinch it, flip your back ribbon over so that you got both your pretty sides showing. Slip that in your bow maker, about 2 or 2.5 inches. You need a pipe cleaner to tie it off. Let's do a red one this time. That green's a little bit bright. Pipe cleaner to tie it off. Don't fold it all the way in half, just fold it over so that you've got a little space there. If you fold it all the way in half, you won't be able to slip it over your bow. Slip your bow out of your bow maker with, you should be able to see the little notch where the bow maker was on the top and the bottom. Make sure you hold it really tight. So you're going to put your pipe cleaner between your fingers right in that little notch, and then on the other side right in that little notch, and pull it down. You're going to grab it really tight on the bottom, pinch those two pipe cleaner ends together, grab it really tight. You're going to push up on your loops and pull down on your pipe cleaner and twist that really, really tight several times. Now, it's easier to fluff bows when they're actually attached to something, but you can still work on it a little before you get it attached to something. Pull one of your center loop tails to each side, fluff up your loops a little if you'd like, spread them out however you want them to look. Then you just have to trim your ends, put it on whatever you're putting it on, trim your ends, and you're good. It's that simple. That's an easy 12-inch-ish, well, it come out to 11.5 inch bow.